So, background on Lady Mary Wroth, the author. She was born into a noble family in England in 1587. She was one of the first female poets to have such a lasting legacy, and she was the first woman English writer to write an extended poetic work. She had a poor relationship with her husband, which included a lot of his bad habits of gambling and drinking. And after he passed away, 10 years after their marriage, he left her in a severe pit of debt, which definitely was an inspiration to a lot of her poetic works. The poem Song is an excerpt from her larger work, Pamphylia to Amphilanthus. This sonnet sequence contains a total of 83 poems and recounts the adventures of the Queen of Pamphylia and her lover Amphilanthus. Similar to the themes in song, the greater narrative revolves around women's struggles in relationships and feeling subjected to male authority during the 17th century.
Stanza 1. Love, a child is ever crying. Please him, he is straight is flying. Give him, he the more is craving, never satisfied with having. Stanza 2. His desires have no measure, endless folly is his treasure. What he promised he breaketh, trust not one word that he speaketh. Stanza 3. He vows nothing but false matter, and to cozen you with flatter. Let him gain the hand, he'll leave you, and still glory to deceive you.
Stanza 4. He will triumph in your wailing, and yet cause be of your failing. These his virtues are, and slighter are his gifts, his favorite later. Stanza 5. Feathers are as firm and staying, wolves no fiercer in their preying. As a child then, leave him crying, nor seek him so given to flying.
So to summarize the poem as a whole, Lady Mary Wroth is basically trying to warn the reader by saying that love is like a child who cries and throws tempers all the time. He is self-seeking and needy and will manipulate and lie to get his way. He will also take what he can and leave you in pain and hopelessness. And she also says that anything that is good that might come from love and having a relationship is not worth the emotional manipulation and pain it causes. So again, she's just really warning the reader to, if love comes across and you might want to entertain the idea of a relationship, to just leave it alone because the pain is not worth it.
Now on to our analysis. The use of masculine pronouns for love throughout the poem associates the childish tendencies of the character of love, specifically with the male role in the speaker's relationships. The poem discusses women in relationships who are often placed in a position that forces them to care for their partners like children as a result of weaponized incompetence, which is alluded to in the poem by the depiction of love as a crying male baby that doesn't contribute anything to the relationship. Beyond just disillusionment about romantic relationships, this poem specifically highlights issues that the speaker has had with men, such as infidelity and false promises. The relationships that the speaker describes in some lines imply a power struggle between herself and her partner. For instance, she says, "Let him gain the hand," and compares love to a wolf, which puts them in a position of fighting each other. Overall, the point that the poem makes in the end with its last few lines can be interpreted as the speaker telling readers in a similar position who hold no political power to avoid men who try to leave them powerless in domestic affairs as well.
In the popular love poetry of the 17th century, love was placed on an impossible pedestal. The ideal romance during this time idealized this idea of courtly love that emphasized intense emotional suffering and the unrealistic idolization of lovers. Realistically describing these passionate love affairs, Mary Wroth focuses on the broken promises, empty flattery, and impermanence of these relationships. The cynical outlook is further emphasized by her portrayal of male lovers by focusing on their neediness and inconsistency. During a time of very little female authorship and even less female autonomy, Roth's rejection of the ideals that women were thought to have towards these romance and courtly love emphasizes the importance of caution in romantic relationships.